Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing well today. And we are back in another video in a +6 Azure Vaults. You may have already known that if you've seen some of my other videos recently. With what I imagine is going to be a fairly pumper group. I don't think anyone in here is under 400 eye level except me. And it's not that I really want to be carried, of course I don't, but the fact that I can literally walk in and get carried through these keys right now for free. I get lots of gear. It's just, yeah, there's no reason for me not to be doing this and taking advantage of the Valor changes. So, yeah, the other part is, and kind of what I think is going to be the main thing of this video for me is I've really struggled to log on this character over the last couple of days. Now, I really leveled this in the mindset that I was going to play Mistweaver. I was going to really enjoy it, and yeah, it was going to be my new like sort of healer main. It just isn't. I like it. It's just I haven't fallen in with it. I don't get excited playing it. And that's a feeling that you should get, especially new character. You're getting all these gear upgrades and things like that. You should really fall heads over heels for it, and I just haven't really. I have with another class, and I'll talk about that more in a second. But just generally, now looking at my monk and going, okay, so I didn't enjoy Mistweaver. What's next? And I have a feeling that Brewmaster's on the cards. I played a little bit of it today just to see if I can kind of get into it a bit, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've been tanking on another class a little bit. Again, thoroughly enjoyed that. I mean, considering just quickly that I'm supposed to be like the 380 eye level scrub in here that needs carrying. I'm holding my own in terms of burst damage here. But yeah, so it's kind of been a weird little journey with my monk so far, and that's kind of what this series is about. Actually, is going through this process and figuring out, well, actually, I did like this or I didn't like that, and this is basically my final thoughts and yeah, what I'm going to be playing going forward. I have a feeling that going forwards, Brewmaster's probably going to be my main, or main spec for Monk anyway, with Windwalker being just the off. I played a little bit of, like I said, Brewmaster, and I've enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. Um, I've kind of got past the complexity of it and understand it a little bit more now. Windwalker's a nice little kind of spec to jump into occasionally. I probably wouldn't be able to main it, but it's nice occasionally if I just want a DPS or anything else. But yeah, I think at the moment my primary goal is going to be to try and get this around the 400 eye level mark over the next sort of couple of weeks. Certainly in no rush, and yeah, gear up for Brewmaster, which means a couple of my embellishments are a little bit wasted, unfortunately, but it's not too much of a problem. We can get more sparks as we go along. Um, and yeah, so we have got MDI coming up next weekend. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of content on MDI, just talking about the different classes and specs that they're using, um, what they're doing differently. And I know some things may be super obvious, and everything may be super obvious, but I want to just talk about different things they're doing, and is there anything that we can take from MDI that hopefully increases or betters our dungeons and our gameplay. Jesus, 200k burst on that warrior then. Nice. And I thought I was doing well. But yeah, so I'll be doing a little bit of content on MDI. We also, I'm guessing, well, I don't actually know how long the season's going to last. We haven't got a date yet, but I can't imagine that the season's going to go on like another 3 months, 2 months. I think we're in that period now where we're expecting it to be weeks rather than months. And if that's the case, I would like to start pushing a couple of characters to Keystone Master, Keystone Hero. So that footage will be coming out soon. And the other class that I mentioned before that I've really been enjoying and has kind of stolen my heart is DK. I've This DK is literally the OG DK for me, right? It's the character I made day one of DKs being playable live servers. It's the DK that I created with my dad. We went through the leveling experience. We leveled through Outlands and Northrend together. Yeah, it was really a class that I've thoroughly enjoyed. It's always been one of the characters I've had on the back burner for years, and I thoroughly enjoy Unholy at the moment. I've been wanting to play Blood for the entire expansion, and I'm so glad I have because I thoroughly enjoy it. And even Frost kind of holds that chill aspect of the spec for me. No pun intended, but I can play Frost and just be completely spaced out, just nice and chilled, not a problem, and that's perfect for me. That's exactly what I want out of the spec sometimes. So it it really is shaping up to probably be my main at some point. So it is a character that you're going to see. One is going to be the week of next week. Will be DK. And secondly, it's probably a character you're going to see a little bit more of overall as well when I start taking some higher keys and really start pushing with it. So yeah, that's kind of all my news so far. Yeah, I really just can't get over this. Like, it's going to be so easy over the next couple of days, and well, certainly this week, especially since it's a really good push week this week for Tyrannical. Obviously, they're not worried about pushing so much; they're just trying to do low keys. But I think it's going to be quite easy to get everything done at like a 6 or whatever. But certainly to be able to pick up some big upgrades in terms of just gear. I'm missing a couple of pieces. I'm missing a couple of pieces with the catalytic converter to create my 4 set. You can get your 4 set this week, which is awesome. I died. So did the Pally though, so I don't feel too bad. This Pally for a 398 Pally, I expected a little bit more out of him, but yeah, never mind. We're still basically getting carried anyway. So, ow! Stop breathing. I'm going to hit him with a question mark. That was intentional. Like he literally dragged the breath on me. Do I just release? If I release, they're definitely going to pull the boss before I get back. Uh, I'm going to wait for a res. I think it's worth it. That was intentional. That made me sad. But I mean, 52k overall. We are kind of pumping. Just kind of pumping. My gear is absolutely atrocious. Like I've still got a 343 helmet, 378 eye level, a world quest trinket. We got ruby whelk shell from our cache, our vault this week. We got a 376 weapon. There is so much to improve on for this character. So yeah, and I don't want to give up on it. I'd like to see every one of my characters over 2k. I think that's a realistic goal for this. Every character that I've got at, why is he just not resin? Let's see what he does. But yeah, I'd like to see certainly all of the characters that I'm playing. Shadow Priest, maybe Shemi. Shemi's kind of fallen off a little bit for me, but I think I'd quite enjoy Resto at the moment actually, with the way the damage profile's working on that spec. Yeah, there's lots to come up. And again, if you guys kind of have any ideas where you go, oh, this would be really cool to see, or I'd really be interested to see you play a certain class or character or spec, please let me know, and I absolutely will try to do that. Certainly if I can. If I can't, I can't. But if I can make it happen, I most undoubtedly will. I touched a death, but I think he was already in his immune thing. Obviously, it's not a guaranteed kill anyway, is it? So. This talent, I can see. Have they not added? I swear they were going to add another one that stops that dash. But it literally dashed me to it in front of the bloody thing. I am going to release because I'm not going to expect them to do that again. But I'm not playing well at all. But it literally just doesn't matter this week, does it? Oh, that's even worse. God, take nothing I'm doing in this video as advice, other than abuse the Valor stuff. But take nothing else I'm doing in this video as advice, because it's horrible. It is really bad advice. Yeah, but I really like this Mechanome thing. I might have to make some ally characters just to make like the allied races of them. So Void Elf, Mechanome, Light Touch Draenei. I've never played through any of them. I've never done any of the stories. Um, yeah, I might just have to do it just for a laugh, really, for a couple of the specs in the future. We've got so many goals for season two. When season two is announced, I'm going to be doing kind of a big video discussing what our goals are. I don't want to go into too much about it now, but it'll be good. Um, and yeah, I'm hoping that at some point I'm going to move to the PC. So I'm currently using the laptop to record, and then I have my PC there just basically doing nothing. Um, and that's because it's just easier with equipment and stuff like that at the moment. But in an ideal world, I'd like to fully move over to the PC, and the reason for that is I kind of move around quite a lot. So, as an example, tonight I'm going out. I won't be back now until Thursday evening, maybe sort of or tomorrow evening late. And I can't have retail on my laptop because it's just so big and it's only a 250 gig hard drive. So yeah, lots of reasons why it's unfortunately difficult, but uh, we're gonna touch of death. Touch of death. I came in, I did some damage. I feel like I did lots there. He is very bolstered. Please don't kill me again, please. See that one wasn't my fault. That one wasn't my fault. I'm not running back from that one. You can bite me. It's not happening. That's what happens when you super bolster a mob. Please just res me. Thank you. That's what happens when you super bolster a mob and it picks the weakest person in the group. I could have touch of Karma actually. That'd have probably saved me, but never mind. Tis what it is, as they say. I can imagine this would get very boring very quickly being boosted like this all day, but while it's available, I think if you certainly if you'd like re-rolled at any point in the season or anything like that, if you just want a good catch up of gear, I think this is such a good opportunity that you'd be foolish to miss it. Also, I'm pulling 60k DPS AoE without any cooldowns. I feel like Windwalker just does way too much damage though. So here's a question. Now, there have been already kind of discussions as to what classes are going to be played in the MDI. But what classes or specs would you like to see in the MDI? So for me, I'm expecting we're going to see Havoc, potentially Fury Warrior. We're going to see Mistweaver. Ranged, I think we're going to see Hunters. I think we're going to see Boomies. Healers, I think we're going to see Evokers and Resto Druids. Still, I don't think that's going to have changed much. Yeah, I think tanks. We've already been told that tanks in the time trials was just warriors. Um, there are dungeons where I actually think Blood DK is probably better, just because we're starting to get to the point where Blood DK can survive, and not just that. I mean, they can survive. They're good, and they have so much grouping utility that I don't know. Maybe we'll see a Blood DK, but there's certainly nothing at the moment that suggests we're going to see a Blood DK, I don't think. Aside from that, I mean, healers, I'd like to see Disc Priest because they're always fun to see in that environment, but I don't think we're going to. Um, I have been told that there's likely to be certainly Unholy DK played at some point, which as someone who's, like I said, picked up Unholy DK very recently, that excites me. I want to see what someone good can do with the spec. Um, it does such an extreme amount of single target damage as well as doing good AoE that Actually, I think it could be quite fun and interesting. So, yeah, that could be a fun one to keep an eye out for. But yeah, what do you want to see? Obviously, is your class going to be represented in the MDI? Your spec going to be represented in the MDI? And yeah, so 4 minutes left on the three chest. I have a feeling, it's a sneaky feeling, but I have a feeling we might just time this. Just. It's going to be close, and I don't want to get overconfident. I'm going to mark myself as Windwalker because I don't really want this trinket, but I do want a chance of the weapons. But yeah, I think the goal for the monk at the moment will be trying to push myself into gearing as brewmaster and yeah, just testing that out a little bit more. So that's probably what you're likely to see for the next couple of days worth of a week hubs is gearing the monk. Probably try and finish it doing like a 15 or something this week. That could be pretty fun, especially if we tank it. And yeah, so I mean, I've already said it, but the next one will be DK. Now, I'm going to try and do something a little bit different on the DK rather than starting it from scratch. So you're going to get like a fresh level 70 experience, which is what I've done with both the warrior and the monk. The DK is already 390 high level. It only dinged like 2 days ago. It's pretty crazy gear. Um, I would potentially like to see that at like 400 eye level before I do that, and then we can push from there and see what we can get done in like 7 days. So if that's interesting, then like, comment, subscribe. That's the videos coming up as well as some extras. We're going to try and upload a little bit more um, soon. So yeah, and a 9 Halls of Valor. That could be tough to get a group for. I get nothing. Let's see if my group get anything that we can potentially try and steal. A bad necklace and a bad chest piece. Rip. Well, that's this dungeon done. 716 eye level at the moment. Currently the highest score dungeon we have. And a little bit more valor. So happy days. So guys, thank you for watching and catch you later. Goodbye.